Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a young man named Mustafa. He had no idea that he possessed magical powers within him. He lived a simple life, daydreaming and yearning for adventure. But fate had a way of intervening in one's destiny. One day, while strolling through the market, he encountered a beautiful young woman named Princess. Their eyes met, and from that moment on, they were inseparable. They explored the kingdom together, sharing laughter and dreams. Little did they know their bond would lead them into a world of magic and danger. As days turned into weeks, Mustafa and Princess's love deepened. Then came the day when Princess revealed her most precious secret to him. She confessed that she was no ordinary girl, but a princess from a hidden magical realm. She had the extraordinary power to control fire. At first, Mustafa couldn't believe it, but as she demonstrated her abilities, bending flames to her will, he was left in awe. Their idyllic world was shattered when Princess's father, the king, demanded that she return to the magical realm. Apparently, an ancient prophecy foretold that Princess would marry a brave hero from the human world, and her father wanted to ensure their union. However, this news filled Princess with dread. She loved Mustafa and couldn't bear the thought of leaving him. To resolve this dilemma, Mustafa decided to pay a visit to the king. He wanted to prove that he was worthy of Princess's hand in marriage. As he journeyed to the magical realm, guided by Princess, Mustafa noticed peculiar changes in her. She became distant and reserved, and he sensed something troubled her. Upon arrival at the majestic castle made of shimmering crystal, Mustafa was warmly welcomed by the king and queen. Despite their initial reservations, the king agreed to consider Mustafa's proposal if he could pass a series of tests. The first test was to retrieve a rare herb that grew deep in the Whisperwood, a mystical forest shrouded in mystery. Accompanied by Princess, Mustafa ventured into the forest. It was unlike any place he had ever seen. Bizarre plants with glowing flowers lined the path, and strange creatures peeked at them from behind trees. Yet the deeper they went, the darker the atmosphere became. Suddenly, towering trees seemed to close in on them, blocking their path. A menacing voice boomed, "So, you have come to trespass in my domain. Leave now if you value your lives." Startled, Mustafa and Princess turned to find the source of the voice. Before them stood a colossal fire dragon, its eyes blazing with power. The dragon explained that he was the guardian of the Whisperwood and would not allow them to proceed unless they agreed to a challenge. If they won, they could retrieve the herb and move forward. But if they lost, they would be trapped forever in the Whisperwood. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Mustafa and Princess had no choice but to accept the challenge. The dragon unleashed a torrent of fire, engulfing the clearing. Quickly, Princess concentrated, forming a protective shield of fire around them both. As the dragon watched in surprise, realizing that Princess's fire magic rivaled his own. With the threat of immediate danger past, Princess turned to Mustafa. Her expression was resolute. "I may be able to protect us from his fire, but his strength is too great for me alone. We must work together," she said. Together, Mustafa echoed, understanding the gravity of their situation. This was more than just a challenge. It was a test of their love, courage, and unity. As the dragon roared, readying himself for the next attack, Princess and Mustafa exchanged a determined glance. They knew that their combined powers were their only hope. Princess would form a barrier to protect them from the dragon's physical attacks, while Mustafa would use his powers to counter the dragon's fire with water. The battle commenced with the dragon thundering towards them, its massive claws extended. Princess reacted instantly, erecting a wall of fire just in the nick of time. The dragon's claws hit the barrier, sending sparks flying, but failed to break through. Meanwhile, Mustafa gathered his strength, focusing on the dragon. With a mighty effort, he unleashed a torrent of water from his hands, drenching the dragon. The water, however, didn't harm the dragon, but it did hinder his movements, momentarily stunning him. Seizing this opportunity, Princess channeled all her power, creating a blazing wall of fire that trapped the dragon within a fiery cage. The dragon roared in anger and frustration, thrashing about in an attempt to break free. But Princess and Mustafa stood firm, their combined powers holding strong. In a last-ditch effort, the dragon exhaled a massive blast of fire, hoping to overpower them. Princess and Mustafa, however, had anticipated this. Mustafa strengthened the water barrier, while Princess reinforced the fire wall, determined not to give up. The dragon's fire hit the barriers simultaneously, causing an explosion of steam and energy. When the dust cleared, the dragon was trapped inside the cage, his strength visibly diminished. Princess and Mustafa, though exhausted, refused to let up. They understood that this was their chance to end the battle. Together, they increased the intensity of their magic, trapping the dragon securely. The dragon, weakened and overwhelmed, finally succumbed to their combined magic, transforming into a human. Weak and disoriented, the man looked at Princess and Mustafa with gratitude. "You have shown great courage and unity. I am the guardian of this forest, and I have tested you because only true love can defeat the darkness that plagues this place. You have passed the test," he said. Mustafa and Princess, along with the reformed dragon, who introduced himself as Ignis, walked out of the Whisperwood hand in hand. Behind them, the trees rustled as if applauding their victory. Ignis, grateful for their help, gifted them the rare herb for their journey. And so, hand in hand, they continued their journey to the magical realm, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they journeyed, Princess's demeanor changed. She became lively and open again, and her smile returned, illuminating her face. Mustafa, overjoyed, realized that their shared adventure had only strengthened their bond. They had proven that their love could conquer any obstacle, even the darkest magic. When they reached the palace, Princess's parents were overjoyed to see them. The king embraced Mustafa, his initial reservations now forgotten. He could see the profound love between them and knew that he had found a worthy son-in-law. Finally, the wedding day arrived. The kingdom was adorned with lights, music filled the air, and people from both the human and magical realms celebrated. The king and queen of the magical realm attended, making the celebration even more grand. The wedding ceremony was a beautiful blend of traditions from both worlds. The exchange of vows was a testament to their eternal love. As they exchanged rings, promising to love each other for eternity, the sky blazed with fireworks, as if the heavens themselves were celebrating their union. In the days that followed, Mustafa and Princess ruled wisely and fairly. Their reign was marked by peace and prosperity. People from both the human and magical realms thrived under their joint rule, learning to coexist harmoniously. Mustafa and Princess, with their combined powers and Ignis's guidance, protected their realm from any threat, ensuring their people's safety and happiness. Years went by, turning into decades. Mustafa and Princess's love only grew stronger with time. They had children and grandchildren, each generation inheriting their legacy of wisdom, courage, and love. And so, the tale of Mustafa and Princess became a legend, a testament to the triumph of love, courage, and unity. It was a story that echoed through the ages, reminding everyone that even the darkest magic could be defeated by the light of true love.